Hello, collective. Welcome to another music channeling. Today's song for today's reading is Conversation Pet. Okay. It will be linked in the IG community board or YouTube. Okay. Um, Now I'm pretty sure I've done the past reading. I'm not sure, but I think I have. And I'm gonna say this: the person that you're gonna deal with, the soulmate, when you guys have this conversation, it's going to be a reconciliation for positive forward movement, but also a connection that will last a lifetime. I feel like you guys have been through it, the good, the bad, the ugly, but what never changes, and will never change between you is the love that you have for each other. Okay. I feel like you guys are tunnel vision when it comes to the love you have, and that surpasses everything. Okay. I feel like the song in itself is a message, so just look up the song. It will be listed, like I said, community board or IG post for reference. Okay. It's a beautiful song. Now, you could be watching this for whomever, masculine, feminine. Gemini, Libra could be relevant. Zodiac signs, mostly due to the artist himself. There are air signs, okay? Because it doesn't have to be. Now, I did channel October and the months of June, okay? That is on a collective scale for everyone. And I got this tune on the 23rd of August, okay? So let's just pull some cards on the when I got the song, okay? I'm channeling somebody wants to marry you, okay, or they want to get married now. So whenever I got this tune, somebody is ready for marriage, okay? But let's pull a card. Lord have mercy. This card flew on the floor, which makes me feel like for some of you guys, they could have chosen somebody else. So in that sense, they got married to somebody else, but then they realized it was a mistake because you're the one that has their heart. Like I said in the beginning, if you have this conversation with this person, whether they are together with somebody else, even marriage, they will come back to you in a heartbeat. And I feel like it's mutual. Some of you guys it's giving the one that got away. I'm getting that energy. For a lot of you guys, I'm also tuning into missed opportunities, where it's like, you had your chance back in that timeline, but for some reason you see each other again, but that specific conversation will bring you back into the love that never died. Okay. So for a lot of you guys, conversation will have, they will leave that person for you. And I feel like it's mutual. Okay. For the rest of you guys, it's the energy of like maybe they didn't feel like you felt the same, so they let you go, right? But you see each other again. This is if you're single, together with somebody, it doesn't matter. All of a sudden you're gonna confess and be like, you know what? No, I actually did like you. I actually did want to be with you. And they're gonna be like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this for life. Let's get married. Okay? So that is in relation to the 23rd of August. And now we're gonna check for June and October. Now, obviously, if you're gonna base it on zodiac signs, you could be dealing with people born during that time. August, June, and October. Now, I do feel like because I channeled also months instead of just July or June, right? So something happened during that timeline. During June as well as October, this year, last year, it was very pivotal when it comes to your guys' connection. I don't know why I feel like, you know what, it's morning here, I'm not gonna lie. So, in terms of October and June, what's relevant for the watcher that's watching this reading? Maybe we should do June 1st, the month of June. We got this one here. So basically something came to an end and you were trying to fix this and never got fixed in June, or perhaps reverse. They were trying to fix things with June with you. It never happened. Okay. Now, for some of you guys, Scorpio is very relevant. Okay. It's also symbolic for an ending. A Scorpio could have a lot to do with this. We're dealing with a Scorpio, or somebody has Scorpio placements. Okay. I'm tuning into like the Notebook at the dock scene. I've been watching too much Love Island, but like, you know how the boat scene, dock scene, I guess, and they had their little, you know, chill moment on the ocean, watching nature, beautiful, love it. And then the weather, the universe, nature started to react because there were pent up emotions that they were trying to act like it was not there. But the moment Ali saw Noah, and vice versa, it was always there. They tried to suppress it because of time and unspoken words, aka conversation. Going back to what I said before, they were acting in a role that they thought was the right role to be in because of miscommunication and time, because things were not dealt with at their root. The funny thing is, it took friggin' Mother Nature to be reactive for them to be like, let's hash this out, let's talk this out, let's have this conversation, you know? Because during the entire time when they saw each other and they talked, it was very surface level. It's very much like they're acting like what they have was never it. They were acting the love they had was on some bullshit. Okay. They could fool everybody but Mother Nature, so Mother Nature had to step in. Maybe this is in the sense of like Mother Nature needed to step in for you and your person to realize what the fuck you have. Okay. And they had this conversation. It was very passionate. It was very passionate and hurtful and real and raw. Anger, frustration. But it was relief. It was a sense of peace and a releasement as well. So maybe Mother Nature will react when it comes to you and your person. So they will be pushed into doing something. Okay. Now, I say this to say, October. Let's do a card in October. Okay. Karmic. Clear this one. That means that somebody needs to clear their karma before you guys came together, talked. The reason why you guys were put together in the first place, because you need to clear karma. For instance, you know how people be like twin flames. The reason for twin flames to meet in each other, which is kind of profound. They had a mission, okay? And your person was there to help you and vice versa. And a lot of help has to do with clearing things that were not for your highest and best good. And it's tied to karma. Okay, and I'm not talking about you do bad things and they're coming in to heal that aspect. It is clearing karma that allows you to be you, authentically you. Okay, that's what the whole twin flame journey is about. Some of you guys could be twin flames. I say this to say, somebody need to get their shit together, clear some karma. It could have been karmic shit as you being codependent, you being a people pleaser. You're used to people walking all over you. Your person is like, they have an addiction, they are bad with money, or you know, they don't know how to maneuver in life where it could open doors for blessings. Okay, reincarnation is very big. I do believe that the human essence, collective consciousness, is here to evolve and move forward, and sometimes we need a little bit of a help, a little bit of push, and I feel like karmic soulmates are that. Okay, there are karmic people on the good, bad, and the ugly side, right? But at the end of the day, it's supposed to help us evolve and grow. And I feel like that was that person for you. Like, how do you know? Take this with a grain of salt, but it's kind of a bit ironic to know what joy, pleasure, all the good stuff without the bad stuff. How do you know pain? Like, how do you know what, love is or missing is if you don't suffer in sadness or in pain? You get me? Okay, so I feel like your person was that for you, and vice versa, for you guys to evolve and grow. Now, again, take this with a grain of salt. I know a lot of people think that abuse is, a part of the program of it all to clear. Yes, there is generational abuse with relationship with yourself and other people. That's also something that your person will heal and so forth. But me, myself, as an energy reader, there is a limit to this, because I'm going to just say that I really don't condone abuse in any shape or form. But when it's physical, I can not be here and be like, physical abuse is like, something that you guys need to work it out. I know it's pretty common for older generation to be like, yeah, they were abusive in the past, and so on and so on, and that could stem from trauma and so forth. But that's not the type of energy where I'm like, go back to the person that abused you. No, that's not my vibe. But I know a lot of people be like, oh, my person treated me like shit, and God brought us together, universe pushed us back together. I'm a little bit iffy about this, and because I'm mentioning this so much, I feel like there was some abuse for some of you guys with your soulmate, with this soulmate, or maybe they suffered abuse from other soulmates, whether it's emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. Okay, now the physical part is where I'm a little bit like, it crosses the line. Okay, some might even say mental abuse is even worse than physical abuse, but like, what I'm trying to say is this: some of you guys have been through the friendships with your person. It's not just, oh yeah, he cheated, or he was envious, or he scammed me out of my money, or he was mean, right? Or degrading or belittling. It was very much like, for some of you guys, you went through shit with your person, or they went through shit with some other people in their life that projected onto your guys' connection. Guys, I'm not gonna sit here and speak to people that have been in a relationship, and the worst thing is them. The worst thing between you guys is like you guys having arguments, but I feel like some of you guys really went through it with your person, where a lot of trauma is tied to your person. Okay, yeah, hopefully you get what I'm trying to say here. But I say this to say, a lot of you guys could have healed your person from those traumatic reaction, or vice versa. For instance, if you came from an abusive household, your person was your go-to person, your safe haven, your safe place, or vice versa, right? Maybe their ex was abusive and you were that person that healed that broken heart, but in the process they could have been triggering for you and vice versa, thinking that you would be the same way. This is what I mean, where it's like if they abused you in some way, for a lot of you guys it could also be projection. But again, take it in resonance of what you accept, to be open, because I do feel like, going back to what I said with the conversation thing, you will have a discussion and you have history with your person, but you also have love. But it's the type of history where it's like, let me be honest, if you were to share with your bestie or with your family or with even yourself for a second, you'll be in doubt, because it was a lot. The journey between you and this person was a lot. But the thing is this, and I know it's gonna sound a little bit toxic, the love was also a lot, okay? It's, for some of you guys, toxic love could be relevant there, but the love triumphs over it, okay? I feel like a lot of healing needs to be addressed. Maybe somebody, they put themselves into therapy. Okay, some of you guys could have gone into healing, like self-healing or alternative healing. It's a lot of growing. I feel like there's a lot of like, I needed to become an adult. I needed to become more mature, you know, things of that nature. No, like I said before, the song in itself is very lovey-dovey. It's very much like Us Against the World, you know, puppy love, naive love, like pure love, okay? And when you're being in love for the first time, receiving love, like love is a vulnerable thing, okay? Some people might even say the opposite of love is fear, because to give yourself completely to somebody, but you also have baggage, it's a lot to maneuver. And I feel for a lot of you guys, you had to maneuver it together or separately, or it came from their past or your past, and it could have mixed in between. Like at the end of the day, I feel like I'm so morbid right now. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna take like a celebrity couple, Nelly and Ashanti. They were together for 10 years and they went through everything. Like, I think even like one of her songs talked about being like mentally abused, low-key even physical at some point, because they were young and dumb. Like, I'm getting that type of energy. You were together and you experienced so much. It was good, it was bad, it was ugly, and you guys had to grow from it. And then you come back together and you become a force, like a power couple. I'm getting that, okay? I think that's the like most reasonable example I can give. And I think she's a Libra and he's a Scorpio. I didn't mention Scorpio before, so that could have relevance. Whereas like, you went through it all. Going back to Noah and Ali, they too also was very much fighting, okay? Arguments, it was a norm to them. Noah even said himself, it could be so intense, whereas like, it was not just verbal. You saw them play fight, okay? And I'm pretty sure somebody got hurt a little bit more than the other, but that was their love, okay? Listen, I'm not condoning, advocating for abusive love. I'm trying to make some sort of logical sense that this is type of person, soulmate, that you have a history where it's like, if you do speak again, a lot of things from the past, whether they went through, you went through, it will come up again, and it will feel, there will be a pain, but it's also going to be an acknowledgement to the pain for the fact that they know that they are responsible for, okay? Whether it was projection, whether it's baggage, okay? Or whether it's between you guys and you came out of the fact of loving you so much scares me, so that's why I'm reacting this way. Again, disclaimer, I am not condoning or advocating for abusive love. I really hope I'm making sense, okay? But we're gonna just pull some card. This is, you know how I'm thinking about the 50s and 60s now. Those older generations, when they say they lasted for 20, 30, 50 years, right? When I can sit here like there haven't not been a fallout, a breakup, a cheating scandal at some point in one of these couples, okay? Especially if the energy between you and your person started off passionate and intense, okay? The percentage of having a forever love with somebody and there is no, how do I say this? Like no push and pull, no restriction, no downfalls. It's I don't think it exists, okay? Because again, love is one of the strongest emotion, and if it gets tampered with, we're all humans. The lashing out, the crashing out, the mental breakdowns, it is not uncommon. You get me, okay? So I say this to say, sorry for me speaking so much, but 222 on the clock. Basically, they want to heal things with you, or you need to heal things with them. But healing will come regardless, because why? Your love is that significant. Your love is that important. Okay. Let's pull some cards again. We got this one here. Yeah, there's definitely heartache. Okay. For some of you guys, you even feel like the ending, the energy between you guys has been so detrimental that it almost feels like dying. And I'm not even exaggerating, and I feel like that's why I'm getting all these examples. It really felt like death when you guys were separated, not together, not in each other's arms, you know. But some of you guys have been through so much, it's like being with them is impossible, but being away from them is even worse, okay? But the universe, just like what I said with Mother Nature, was very active when it comes to Noah and Allie in the Notebook. I feel like the universe is very active when it comes to you and this person, okay? Hence why I got this song for you guys. I feel like a lot of you guys learned a lot of patience as well, your person as well. Perhaps you've been waiting for them for a long time, or vice versa, okay? But I feel patient is very one of these lessons, okay? But yeah, but I'm also getting the energy of like being waiting for them, just like how Allie waited for Noah, or vice versa. And hey, one of them waited for a year, he gave up. And then one person, no, I feel like I'm messing it up, but I think Noah wrote to her for a year and then he gave up because he didn't get no response. Okay, and that is due to outside interferences. Okay, and Ali and him met 7 years later. By that time, she was already engaged. So I feel like this is a kind of special case of a soulmate situation for you guys, because I'm very much personally waiting for somebody like a year or two, or just for a long ass time. I'm like, I'm not for that. That's just me personally. But I know for some of you guys, just like Noah and Ali, it could have been a long ass time. 7 years, a year, 5 years, 10 years. You get me, okay? But yeah, the whatever was put it, not whatever damper or obstacle that was ending this relationship, put it to an end, is coming back up again, because I feel like there are unresolved, there's love to be had, and it's between you and your person, okay? For some of you guys, the inner child within you had to be healed when it comes to you and your person, or it's a maturity thing. Like I said, you have to go from being young to an adult, or it's different maturity levels between you and your person, or it could have been in the state of like you having a puppy love connection with this person. What you met when you were younger, maybe it was your first love. You get me, okay? It's coming back again. It's manifesting again, and I feel like the universe has a lot to put. I feel like the universe is very much invested in this. Okay, maybe you wanted it last year or 5 years ago. It wasn't the right timing. Okay, but now it is. Okay, a lot of you guys, a pride issue, an ego issue was one of you guys' obstacles that you guys need to heal. For a lot of you guys, it had to do with rejection. Okay, as in dealing with rejection, how to maneuver that. Okay, like I said before, maybe people pleasing was your thing. Maybe not claiming your power, being in your power. Maybe it was too much loving them and loving you less, and that was the lesson. Okay, we got this one in reverse. I would say this though, when you guys meet, even though it was so much history of good, bad, and the ugly, there will not be no pain when you meet again or when you have this conversation. Okay, I just want to be very clear on that note. Okay, we got this one in reverse. A lot of you guys could probably assume, even them, that the reconciliation, they get back together, is because you missed their connection on this note, on a sexual note. Okay, maybe you guys started off just being like, casual sexual partners, or perhaps you might have a sus of thinking this is where this is going. No, it's much deeper than just the physical and the passion. It is more so, I want us to clarify and establish something that can last forever. Mind you, going back to what I said with the Noah and Ali thing, they had a passionate fallout, okay, and a passionate get together. Mind you, their getting together wasn't even that. It was far from being correct. Okay, it was not. It was alignment. It was aligned with them, but it was not aligned with the circumstances or their surroundings. Okay, but hopefully it's not that messy for you guys. Okay, even that's fiction, but I really hope it's not that messy where it's like you get together with your person, you have a conversation, the energy is there, the love never went. All of a sudden they need to go and talk to A, B, and C about you being together. Okay, because I'm pretty sure that there are people in your corners, both on your soulmate as well as yours, that might look at your soulmate like, the fuck not. Same thing on your soulmate side. I don't think it's a good idea to go back to collective because of the history, good, bad, and the ugly. Okay, especially if you guys butt heads a lot. Now, if your soulmate is coming from another relationship, regretting that coming to you, maybe they're like, you know what, collective is a better choice, right? But for some of you guys, it was kind of you against your partner, and that's why things ended, okay? Because you need to grow. For others, it's them leaving somebody else coming to you because you are the better choice, okay? You're the better choice, basically. Okay, we got this one in reverse. A lot of you guys or your person had a hard time learning the lessons, and that's why it was always repeating. There was never any fixing, there was never any reconciliation, there was never any resolution. Okay, because there was a lot of stubbornness, or for the better lack of term, to learn the lesson. Okay, it was not there, it was not given. Okay, so I know I'm like, listen, it's morning, speech impendency, please take what resonates. I say this to say there's going to be a lot of communication, a lot of balance, and I'm going to lean that towards the zodiac signs. Gemini is linked to communication, and I feel like that goes hand in hand with the title in itself, conversation pet. okay? And Libra is linked to peace, or so they say in terms of astrology, like balance and peace. So when you do have the conversation with this person, not only is going to be clear communication, understanding, there's going to be release, but there's also going to be peace, okay? I know it's a lot, but I really hope I'm making sense. So when that will be, we're gonna leave it to the divine timing, but we're gonna add a little number scheme if there's anything that comes out. If not, thank you for stopping by. So based on the cards, there's no numbers, only this. Okay, so number 4, for those that will resonate, think 4 hours, days, weeks, months, on the 4th, etc. Okay. So let's do a little something about Twinkle Twinkle Star. Maybe they think about you during nighttime, okay, or when they go to sleep, or maybe somebody has a child, okay. Like I'm channeling the Twinkle Star song. So please resonate with the initials if it makes sense to you. If not, just take what makes sense to you in the reading, okay? Something about albatross, okay? Let me Google that. Okay. Albatross. And even so, albatross, that it's a bird. Is this one? I know. We're gonna do like a spirit animal situation. So when you get this albatross, it means great journeys, freedom, hope, navigation, and enduring. Love, okay? I feel like it's symbolic to what I've been saying. But okay, so you and your person been on a journey and you've been guided. Everything that happened, the good and bad and ugly, was for your highest and best good, okay? It says that albatrosses are known for their incredible endurance and long distance travel, making them symbols of great journeys, finding one's direction, and a long-term navigation. So yeah, I feel like all of this was a part of the plan when it comes to you and this soulmate, and it's been a long journey. So I feel like the 7, the 10 years, the 5 years, the 20 years, it's not far off, okay? I feel like all of this was leading you back to your person and vice versa. We got freedom and wanderlust. I feel like you feel a lot of freedom with your person and vice versa, and I feel like that's why your love is so intense, the connection is so intense, and I feel like that's why it always, the flame never burnt out, okay? If anything, it ignites better when you guys are separated, okay? Some of you guys are twin flames, okay? So we got let's see here. I feel like you and your person could be like free-spirited individuals, because it says freedom and wanderlust. Hope and divinity is also symbolic for the animal, and it brings a lot of hope and divinity is in the mix when it comes to this connection. A lot of good luck. It also says magical good luck, okay? Endurance and grace. So a lot of you guys endured a lot of that endurance in the lessons that you guys learned for each other, and I feel like this is going to help you bring grace to yourself but also your person, or vice versa. All right, I think that's it. First one, the last initials. What I'm seeing here, just right now, is God. So for some of you guys, instead of the universe, Mother Nature, God is in the midst of this. We already read the divinity. Something about Kali Ma could be relevant. If you're into Hinduism, you know what's up, okay? Something about rent. So maybe you moving, they're moving, you moving together could be relevant, okay? Something about being pure. I'm seeing air. So maybe you're going to feel very free in the sense of you can breathe again, or they could, or you're dealing with an air sign, okay? Or somebody has air placements, okay? So something about feeling like good again, like they feel good in your presence, you feel good in their presence, despite everything I mentioned prior, because I feel like the love between you guys is so intense that, again, a lot of naysayers, you yourself could have been like, not in this lifetime, but there's something there where divinity, universe, freaking animals, okay, albatrosses, is like, we need to reconnect. We need to bring these people back together, okay? I'm seeing fudge, okay? As well, something about the daytime is relevant. Something about the ocean, like the ebb and flow of the ocean, okay? I mean, like there's so many symbolisms I'm tuning into, okay? Somebody saying it could be Nina. Something about being very gifted, okay? Very smart, gifted, okay? I'm seeing here something about just sleeping. I don't know if somebody went into depression or somebody was a player back in the day, so they like to sleep around. Something about airtime, the marine, okay? Something about geography, that could, long distance locations could be relevant. Something about being on and off is very relevant. Something about the Orishas, so African folklore and mysticism, African deities could also be relevant. Something about Ifa, High Priestess. Okay, so this connection is very, almost saying very regal. You know, you have a very regal person in your life, or vice versa. They see you as very regal collective. For a lot of you guys, reincarnation is very on the money, okay? A lot of lifetimes with this person, and it doesn't even matter, going back to the reference of the notebook, if it's been 7 years, if it's been a year, if it's been 20 years. And personally, I'm a bit iffy with anything that has to do with years and reincarnation, personally, okay? But message-wise, spiritually, and just all that I'm tuning into right now, all these symbolism and the references here, it doesn't matter if it's like a lifetime. Some way, somehow, you always find each other. Even if it's not this lifetime, like on this earth, it will be the next lifetime. It's like the red string of fate. Something about your connection is everlasting. It's like this. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like the infinity symbol. That is like the infinity symbol. It's like it's always spinning. It's always moving. It's like polar opposite. It's kind of like, what do you want? Whether you like it or not, you will always find each other. Not everybody's on this reincarnated spiritual journey, right? A lot of it has to do with clearing karma from that time till you guys can reconnect and do it right in this lifetime. But let's just say, if there's no reincarnation, there's still always going to be a connection between you guys. For instance, and if you're not spiritually in tune, you might think this is very much, okay, she's going a bit overboard, a little bit woo-woo. When you leave this earth, when you leave your body, spiritually, you will still reincarnate, or you will still meet up with this person that had your heart during that time on this earth. So it's almost like you don't have to be together, but in the flesh, for you guys to work. because their love is unconditional. Their love is everlasting. Okay, this is a very deep, deep reading. Okay, I say this to say, I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, whoa, but there's a lot of, I feel like your connection is bigger than love. Like is bigger than, and it's weird to say because what's bigger than love? Love is the greatest energy of all time, right? But it's much bigger than that. Okay, so we got this one here, and this is my ascension card. Ascension could be something, spiritual awakenings could be very much relevant. Yeah, your connection is bigger than love. I kid you not. Even if you don't read, like, on your deathbed, it's gonna be like, I need to see collective, or I will meet collective when I transition, go to heaven, go to the next life. And even if they keep this a secret of how they feel for you, they know what they mean to you. They know what this connection means. Like, this is how deep this love is. Okay. So we got this one here. A lot of you guys were initiated to be together. Okay, not all, but some. Okay, number 22 could be relevant, and I feel like the fire is symbolic to the passion I talked about, but also to finding yourself. When you know yourself and you come together with another person that knows yourself, like the energy you hold, it might be too much for Earth to handle. I don't know, but you know how they say power couple? That's what you guys are, okay? And like in some way or form, you are your person's inspiration and vice versa. You are their muse in some way or form, okay? So I know this has been forever and a day, but I want to say thank you for everybody that has been watching. And don't forget to tune in to more readings. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching.